Good morning. It's time for our daily devotion, and today we're going to be talking about winding down 2017. Tomorrow I'll be talking about gearing up for 2018. Three things I want to share with you today that I think are healthy for each of us to do at the end of a year. The first is to resolve conflicts. If there are conflicts in your life and relationships with people in your family, your home, your workplace, don't drag those conflicts over into a new year. As best as you are able, resolve those conflicts before midnight on December 31st. Now, I'm going to warn you that perhaps the conflicts can't be resolved in the way that you'd like. But you can only be responsible for your part of the conflict. So if you need to apologize, apologize. If you need to forgive, forgive. If you need to approach that person and tell them that you're turning over a new leaf, that you want to start fresh from this point forward, then make that move, whatever you need to do. But to understand that the person may not reciprocate, they may not forgive, they may not be willing to resolve any conflict, but you're not responsible for what they do. You're only responsible for your own actions. So do everything you can in your power to resolve whatever conflicts there may be in your life. Secondly, resign yourself to the fact that there were some disappointments and some defeats and some failures in 2017. A lot of times we try to look the other way or stick our head in the sand or pretend that nothing bad happened. I'm not sure that's healthy. I think one of the healthiest things we can do is look at the year and say, hey, I didn't get everything accomplished I hoped to get accomplished this year. I didn't end up where I hoped to end up. There were some goals that I set, some resolutions I made, they didn't get done. And I'm going to resign myself to the fact that there have been some areas of disappointment in this year, and I'm not going to let that discourage me from setting goals for next year and resolutions that I'm going to work on beginning next week. I'm going to resign myself to the fact there have just been some disappointments in this year. And then thirdly, I think you need to remove whatever barriers they may be, or at least begin the process of removing those barriers to you accomplishing all you want to accomplish next year. Let me use a very easy illustration. Maybe your goal is to run a half marathon next year. And that's really something you've always wanted to do. It's something you've dreamt of. It's something that others in your circle of friends have done, and you've always wanted to do it. But there's an obstacle, and the obstacle is you need to lose 10 or 20 or 30 pounds in order for that to happen. Well, work on removing that barrier and attach removing the barrier to the accomplishment of the goal. Sometimes I think we just try to remove barriers without there being any incentive to do so, and usually those kind of resolutions melt away pretty quickly. But if your goal is to run a half marathon by June 1st, then remove the barrier of the wait over the next days and weeks and months so that when June 1st comes, you can say, hey, I've either accomplished that or I'm well on my way to accomplishing it, and I've done that by removing the barrier that was keeping me from doing it. So remove whatever barriers are in the way of you accomplishing what you feel like God wants you to accomplish next year. So resolve conflicts, resign yourself to the failures of last year, remove the barriers. Tomorrow we'll talk about gearing up and what we need to do on a positive note for our new year coming up, 2018. Now, go make it a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.